Hi, I'm Anahita. I'm going to speak a bit about how coronavirus and the lockdown have affected me. I have spina bifida and I'm a full-time wheelchair user, so I'm not able to stand or walk at all. And having spina bifida, I'm classed as not being at any higher risk than anyone else, which I'm not entirely sure about. Um, yeah, I find that a bit strange, but anyway. At the moment, I'm doing my teacher training, so that's what I've been doing for the past year, which is quite risky because I've been around groups of up to 30 children at a time, as well as other teachers. And although schools do everything they can to make the space safe by keeping windows open and doors open and wearing masks in corridors, it's not ideal when you're trying to prevent a virus from spreading. So that has been quite tricky. And on top of that, I use buses to get around because a lot of train stations aren't accessible and I don't drive, so I rely on buses. Buses aren't the safest during a pandemic, but I don't really have much of a choice, so that's how I get around. When it comes to food, I have to go to the shops myself to get food because getting food delivered has been really difficult. One upside is that sometimes I get to go to the front of the queue if there's a queue, so that's quite nice. But it's not ideal having to go into a busy shop with loads of people. And also because I'm using my hands on my wheelchair and constantly using my hands for everything, I have to be really conscious of keeping my hands clean and protecting myself as much as possible. And things like going to the doctors has been really difficult because my local surgery tend to ask that I go there in person or go to the pharmacy in person. I'm asked to go to the hospital in person, and those areas aren't the safest at the moment, and that's something that concerns me a lot. I did get coronavirus a while ago, and to be honest, I just felt more tired than normal, and I think it was more of a I think it had more of a psychological impact because I already have quite severe anxiety. And so just worrying about what was going to happen and just feeling, I just felt so tired I could hardly move. And that was just really difficult. And when I had my vaccine, I also got severely ill afterwards, and I had a really bad fever and I was shivering, and I mean it lasted for a couple of days and then I felt okay afterwards, but I definitely wasn't okay after having it, and I really needed to stay at home for a little bit. So yeah, the main things have been my anxiety has definitely gotten worse, and that has affected my studies and my teaching practice for sure. And I think there's that kind of has a knock-on effect on my physical health also. So yeah, it's been quite a difficult time, and I don't feel like there has been a lot of support for disabled people. There could be way more, and there's been really unclear messaging, especially with different conditions like asthma, which you would think would put someone at a higher risk, and it was removed from the list. And I have friends who've been really concerned about that. A lot of decisions that have been made don't feel like they've been in the interests of disabled people. So it's been quite a scary time.